Gaming isn't fun anymore, and you can feel it. Let me explain. So, do you guys remember, even maybe 10 years ago, after school, you would just be in a rush to go home and hop on the game with your friends? And like, no stress, no pressure, just getting on the game. And it was like actually the best time of your life, just playing. And then somehow it's like, that felt way more fun than it is now. Back then, you didn't really care about, your stats or how high you were on the leaderboard or, being the best. You just wanted to get on and play with the boys. You know what I mean? You just wanted to hop in the COD lobby and start talking trash, you know, doing random stuff, you know, and even like meeting people online. I can distinctly remember meeting quite a few people through game chat. And I really feel like that's not a thing anymore either. And on top of that, the best times were staying up late with the boys as well. I mean, shit, I even stayed up late by myself. All my friends had Xbox 360s and I had a PS3. So I was alone in that venture, but that's when I started meeting people online. And yeah, I was only 12, but I don't know. It was one of the best times playing Black Ops 1 on PS3. Getting that new Shangri-La DLC, bro, I remember that. Man, that was such a good time. And, fast forward to now and everything just feels different. And I think everyone can feel it. Like, you get on now and it's not the same feeling. Like everything is competitive, sweaty. Like, bro, you're not playing. You're like actually competing with, I swear to God, the most insanely skilled people of all time who have no jobs. Like nowadays, you get home from your 9 to 5, you know what I mean? You're just like, I'm just gonna hop in the lobby real quick, or I'm about to just hop in a quick game, and you absolutely get destroyed. It's like, bro, everyone is fight. Like, who do you owe money to, bro? Like, genuinely. Like, bro, every game matters now. You know what I mean? You can't even relax anymore. Like, you have to actually sit there and lock the fuck in, bro. Like, this shit is insane nowadays. Like, even Fortnite, Rocket League, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, bro. Oh my gosh. Like, you just have to lock in to the max. And yes, I'm one of those people who thinks skill-based matchmaking absolutely fucking destroyed Call of Duty. Like, I'm sorry. If you want skill-based matchmaking, go to ranked. I am so tired of that. And that is why I don't play Call of Duty anymore. I mean, sorry, I'm playing it in the background, but I went back. Sorry. And then there's shit like this. Microtransactions, bro. Everything is about money now. Like games used to be something you bought once and never thought about again. And now it's designed to keep taking money from you or for the kids to trick their parents into spending their money. Like the game isn't even the product anymore, like you are. And now it's like the game never ends. Like kind of like Destiny 2, there's 7 major expansions, but like hey, the game is free, right? Like, bro, holy shit. I didn't even know there were 7. I just knew there were a lot, but I actually said, "Oh my God," when I looked it up. I also think like all the different currencies they have in games like this for like for example, like gold, silver, tokens, crystals, tickets, coins, bars, like whatever the hell fucking currency they have is it's just so predatory. Like, it should just be dollars or like local pricing, and it's like they just want to make it to where you don't know how much money you're spending. It's just to confuse you. It's to separate you from the dollar amount. And it's made to mislead the customer. And You know what? I understand like the skins and the cosmetic things in games. Like the game that I think personifies that to the perfect extent is like CS:GO 2. But it becomes a problem when you start to pay for convenience, like a pay to win system. Like that's when shit starts getting bad. Like in NBA 2K, you can just pay VC for skill points and just like level up your my player real fast. It's like a 90 overall. Or like in Madden, where you can just buy packs on Ultimate Team and like gamble your way into a fucking good team, which is bad because you're already hooking kids into gambling at that young age, which actually it got me back in Madden 12, dude, on PS3. I was, asking my mom for 20 bucks here and there. And then, it's like their goal isn't to make sure the consumer experience is as good as possible. It's just to make sure they make as much money as possible. Even with like battle passes nowadays, I mean, the new Skate game is free to play, but hey, there's a battle pass for everything you want in the game, for all the best things. I mean, it's just it's getting bad nowadays. And like a little side note here, it's another thing too, like having the free version of Destiny 2 is like a free to try or like free to play little demo experience. And then it's like DLCs nowadays are just like, you just hit a paywall. You know what I mean? It's not a real game at that point. It's just like a whole other game on top of it. You're just basically paying for updates. And, that's just an example of what it's like. And that's not even, the worst of games, which is sad nowadays. And, it's also another thing like nothing feels earned anymore. Like, you used to back then, on Call of Duty, you used to earn your camos and shit. And when you unlocked gold, it actually meant something. And now you just buy a camo, you know, and it already looks better than gold. You know what I mean? And it just, yeah, like I said, it doesn't feel earned anymore. It just feels purchased. And I think that also ties into like, where games just want to optimize monetary, financial value and people wanting to buy things in their game because it makes the game longer. It makes you feel like, you're grinding. You just don't play the games anymore. You grind them, you optimize, you level up, and it makes it feel like you're chasing something. But like, it's stopped being fun and it started to feel like work now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, that's not really a good thing now. And, part of it, I think, is we've been exposed to so much over the years, especially people in my generation, Gen Z. Games don't feel new anymore. Nothing feels new anymore. Feel like we've played it all, done it all. We've seen too much. Like that overstimulation, nothing really hits anymore. And it's like, the community is different now too. People have changed, lobbies aren't the same anymore. Like I said earlier, nobody's really talking in lobbies like that. And everything just feels more isolated, more disconnected, more grindy. And, when you really think about it, it's like maybe gaming didn't change that much. Maybe the way everything is designed did. The developers are firing people and just wanting to prioritize, that monetary value, as I said before. And it's really showing in some of these games. These games are not being bought, they're not being valued like they used to be, aka Call of Duty is, dying. And they just use the same name over and over and over again every year. Same thing with 2K, same thing with Madden. It's like we just buy an updated, shader pack every year. And I mean, even that, do we even get the updated shader pack at all? And, you know, I just don't know when the bubble is going to pop. I mean, obviously, GTA 6 is going to be revolutionary, and it probably will be the first $100 game that I buy. And I know everyone will buy it because it's Rockstar. and it will be a great game. I don't know how you fumble that, but like, where is the ceiling? Where do people draw the line? And I wonder if they're going to drag it out like they did GTA 5. I mean, GTA 5 still has all these DLCs and they're just trying to milk it for every last drop that they can. And at this point, it's kind of annoying if you think about it. And yeah, so I mean, that's why I think gaming feels different, because it is. Gaming really isn't what it used to be. And honestly, I think we all know it, you know. We all feel it. We all can tell. It's just some of us don't want to admit it. And I get it. You want to be nostalgic and you want to be a gamer at heart like you used to be when you were little, but there are very few games anymore that just hit like they used to. And I think that's why I'm going back to some of the classics. And yeah, I mean, that's all I've got today. Comment below. I mean, do you still enjoy gaming like you used to, or does it feel different to you as well, like it does to me? Or do you find yourself playing more single player games now? And you know what? If you grew up playing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, give me a dislike. Throw me a comment. Criticize me. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.